59 on the phone. Close enough, right? Somebody's recording. Goodness. Good. The Board of Alderman meeting is now called to order. Please stand and join me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. No proclamations today. To start with, we get a public hearing. Next item on the agenda is item number 3, public hearing for city sewer rates. The purpose of this public hearing is for the Board of Aldermen to hear testimony related to the proposed changes to city sewer rates. If you have concerns that are specifically related to water rates, those concerns can be brought forward during public comment, which is item number 14 on the agenda, or 16 on the agenda this time. Persons wishing to be heard at this public hearing should have checked in with the city clerk, have your name and address. Each person will have a 3-minute time limit. The public hearing for the sewer rates is now open. Any cards? No, I don't think so. Hearing no testimony, I close the public hearing for sewer rates. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Alderman Hartman.
Excuse me, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Marv, was that your hand? All right, Marv's got the second. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Page 2. Legacy Fund Committee. Do you have a report?
I do not have a report.
They didn't have a quorum, so
Correct. They did not have a quorum. And so I think there was minimal discussion in the next meeting is scheduled for next month, I
I
believe.
think so. I will give an update on the Legacy Fund dinner with the chamber. Eric and I met today at 5. We've got about half sold out right now, so about 200 people attending. So if you want a ticket, make sure you get it soon because it's in February, but it'll sell out fast. Planning and zoning, Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. That was a pretty one issue meeting with the Herzog Foundation. Was looking to put in some new cabins or for their for an upgrade, but unfortunately the commission did not pass that.
How are we at on building permits?
I think we were at around 50, mid-50s.
Okay.
I think that's what
I
Jack.
saw Napa opened also.
Napa's open and that
CPC, is it done?
Yeah.
Occupied?
I don't know if it's occupied,
Okay.
but Chicken Place is starting tomorrow as well at the gas station. So
There we go, more chicken. Eat more chicken. I think there's a billboard that says that somewhere. All right, city administrator's report, Ms. Wagner.
Mr. Mayor, a few things I wanted to point out, and then I have a couple of quick presentations that I'll call on some staff for. First, I wanted to note the first item listed in the city administrator's report related to a change in contribution to the employee loggers program. We've discussed this with the board at the retreat as part of the budget planning process, and it's included in the budget document that you all will approve on second reading, or is up for consideration for second reading this evening. If that is approved, staff is working to proceed with that change to the retirement system for employees to go from a contributory program of employees contributing 4% to their retirement on an annual basis, reducing that to 2%. State law outlines a process, and the city would pick up that 2%. State law outlines a process for that change, and it includes the request for an actuarial review, which we've requested. It's included in your packet, and then that review has to be made available for public review for 45 days. If the budget's approved tonight, We will post to the city website and basically making notification at this point in time that that actuarial study is available for public review beginning tomorrow. We have it on file in the city clerk's office. It will be placed online. That, as I said, has to be available to the public for 45 days. Following that 45-day period, you all can act on a resolution that approves that change. Once that is approved, and we have that placed on the agenda for the first meeting in December, then we would certify the information with the resolution, forward that information to loggers, and changes would become effective in January. So the first paycheck in January, employees would see that change. And that change to employees, again, is a reduction of their contribution. The city would contribute an additional 2%. Employees' contribution would total 2%. It changes the total amount or the program that we are in, not at all, but it changes their contribution. So I wanted to make sure you all were aware of that, and that information will be available online beginning tomorrow. Did also want to highlight the second item in here, and Alderman Atkins and I were just speaking. We did receive word late a week ago Friday that the orders that we had placed for police interceptors for the 2022 police interceptors that were ordered in October of last year, we found out a week ago Friday that those orders have been canceled. We had 4 on order. And if you'll remember, then we've also placed an additional 4 for 23 interceptors. Well, staff made a unilateral decision to go ahead and place an order for 8 of the interceptors and 23. We do see a price increase on all of those. Across the board, we're seeing it. Chief had indicated to me earlier that those who are purchasing vehicles had already had orders canceled, correct? We're hopeful that manufacture of those vehicles will begin soon, and they'll start filling those orders, because the reason that Alderman Atkins and I were just talking, we do have an item on the agenda later tonight for police vehicle repairs. He asked me the question, now are those for our leased vehicles? I said, we don't have those vehicles yet. So this is for the vehicles that we own that are aging and aging quickly. So we're working to try to do what we can to get those in, and pursuing any other mechanisms we might be able to get a vehicle, but we're hopeful that in 23 we have 8 on order. I think Jason and I both are reluctant to think that we would get all 8 of those in the next fiscal year. We will keep you posted as that moves along. We did also, speaking of equipment and costs, and it's not included in your packet, but it's information we just got today. Part of the 2023 budget includes replacement of a skid steer loader for the utilities division. We budgeted $15,000 for a lease of that equipment. We worked with Sourcewell pricing and got prices from Heritage Tractor for the purchase of a new skid steer loader. They provided information on an outright purchase and lease. Purchasing outright will save us about $12,000 over the life of the project, or excuse me, over the life of purchase of or lease of the piece of equipment. Staff recommends that we purchase rather than lease that. And we've had contact from Heritage Tractor that their fiscal year is very similar to ours, and they are encouraging us to get the order in on that sooner rather than later so that we can get that on order. Stephen, it's my understanding that if we did go ahead today, I'm letting you all know we did go ahead and place that order or make that request. We will not be invoiced until we receive it, but it's our understanding receipt would probably be next summer. So we're looking at a back order there. The budget includes $15,000. That's for lease payments. So as we get the invoice, we will bring a budget amendment forward to rather than include $15,000, it will be the entire cost, but then we will own that outright. Alan or Chuck, who wants, I have included in the packet some information about our snow removal and snow readiness, and Alan's here to present that this evening. We also have Chuck here to provide some information on our sewer system, particularly related to the SBRs that we have talked about over time. He wants to present just a little bit of information. Chuck or Alan? Alan wants to get done.
Well, with winter right around the corner, we always think about snow. Last year, staff responded to 10 winter events using about 400 tons of salt. We are fully stocked right now at about 350 tons of salt. We have a full staff. That's great. We haven't had that all year. 7 trucks we're going to put out on the road. We do have a spare truck if needed. Department will provide administrators with snow event reports on each event. In September, Public Works attended a APWA supervisors winter maintenance training. With this training, the street division has recommended operation changes to reflect best management practices in winter maintenance. The city has purchased a new salt brine maker that will allow us to pre-treat city streets. We will apply main thoroughfares mostly to problem areas. It won't be all over. Hills, stop signs, shady areas, etc. Pre-treatment helps to keep the snow and ice from bonding to the road till the pavement temperatures get below about 15 degrees. Kind of slows that salt down. You also purchase a pre-wetting system, which wets the salt coming out of the spreader, which will pre-activate the salt, make it work a lot faster. Not all trucks will be equipped with this piece of equipment yet. We're just going to start with one for right now. The staff will receive training on this pre-treatment equipment, general maintenance training with, we're going to be using Midwest Public Risk NPR. Staff will also receive stormwater good housekeeping at their winter training to reduce the environmental impact of our local waterways and infrastructure. Additionally, the city has renewed the contract with residential snow removal services with R&S. The following neighborhoods: Harborview, Rollins Landing, Grayhawk, with possibility of maybe even adding Wildflower to their list of removals. Staff has updated snow and ice policy to reflect the pre-treatment contracted with snow removal services and updated shared roads agreements with Clay County. Any question?
Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Alan, you mentioned earlier that there's going to be one truck with a pre-wetting treatment.
Mhm.
Is that also one truck with the pre-treatment? So both of them on one truck, or
No, pre-treat will come before the storm with a brine solution. We'll be doing main thoroughfares, hills, intersections, arterial here.
okay.
Yeah, it's a big tank with just a spray bar on the back that goes down the road.
Okay.
This pre-wetting,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
yeah, pre-wetting is it's going to spray right in the chute of a spreader truck. So it's wetting the salt as it's coming out. So
Okay.
going to give it a kickstart.
Okay. Thank you.
Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. I just have a question. So, we got the Rollins, Harborview, and Grayhawk, and you said the possibility of adding Wildflower. Would it be possible also maybe just to hit these two, Marcus Road and the Murphy Road right there? That's kind of like right across from
Rollins.
Rollins.
Yeah, we could
Baines
definitely do that.
Bridge. Yeah.
That we get that whole. I mean, while we're out there, right? we
Yeah,
get
they're
the biggest
right in
bang for
that
our buck.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RNS doing those.
And that way we don't have to send one of our guys there just for that separate, that area right there.
Alderman Hartman.
Mayor, no, I just, these are fantastic snow removal practices. I'm glad to hear that we're going to a brine system and then pre-wetting that salt. Because obviously when the temperatures drop, as you mentioned earlier, that salt doesn't tend to work as well at 15. So hopefully with some of the
Yeah.
pre-wetting, that'll help that be more effective.
Salt has to work its way through the ice with the traffic. Sun helps the salt. Pre-wetting's going to help it a bunch.
Absolutely. So glad to hear that. Thank you for the presentation.
Appreciate it. I'm glad you're staffed up too.
Yeah.
Good to
Yeah, and
hear.
I did want to indicate, and Alan, correct me if I'm wrong on this, when he said we're full staff, that includes, we have hired that additional position we said we were gonna overhire. So he
All
starts
good.
Thursday, so we've got full staff and the new position with the new budget. So thank you, Alan. Chuck?
Oh, he's got a pink notepad. If you
Well,
pictures too. If
you
you don't
didn't-
do well with pictures, don't look, if you don't do well with gross stuff, don't look
You
at the
didn't
screen.
spend enough time on wastewater sewer rates, so some of this was more education.
We still have time we actually vote on it pretty soon too. So.
Okay. Some of it's more education, so you can see what's going on, but I can't get up here without spending more money, so go ahead and, so this is at the influent pump station at the wastewater plant. That's the main area where all the wastewater from the city comes in, and that's the first phase. If we had a bar screen, ideally, we have one, but if, the one we've been talking about, the new one, $4 million, would be before this, and we would catch all that debris. And I won't tell you what all it is, but it's nasty.
You didn't bring any show and tell, like
I
a
didn't bring show and tell.
5-gallon bucket?
But it is, a lot of it is,
Black bags.
the rags and stuff that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
And if you want to flip to the next one, Linda, again, it's just a closer up view. You can see it's actually in the water. There's a lot of plastic items and there's candy wrappers. There's a lot of debris in there, and it's not gonna,
It's not even Halloween yet.
I know, it's not gonna degrade.
You don't take the wrapper off the candy before
Our
they eat it.
bugs aren't gonna eat that stuff, so go ahead. So this is SBR number 2. This is the one that's currently running in good condition, but you can see on the surface, there's a lot of trash that still makes it through the bar screen and everything else. Go to next one. So this is SBR number 1. This is the one that we need to talk about a little bit tonight. I'm gonna. Can you zoom in on that? You can't zoom in on it. All right, so on the right-hand side. I'm just gonna look for a point. Nobody will be able to hear.
I'll tell you what, you want me to do Vanna?
Yeah, use the banner.
Where's your laser pointer at?
Yeah, so what the city administrator is pointing out is basically a knee brace support. That black pipe in between that's being supported is flexible. And you can see on either end some clamps that hold hold it in place. And then oh, sorry. The decanter basically floats up and down on those supports, and that flexes. Well, the knee braces broke, and it just so happens that it broke and it's still sitting on the braces, which is good because in SBR 3, it fell off of the braces and broke the braces. But in this SBR number 1, if it would fall off, it would break our aeration. So we need to get this fixed. We are recommending for that brace to use stainless steel. We have to lift that whole structure out. We have to clean all that out and show them the ports. So the decanter, remember the ports? Yes. There are a bunch of water ports. The water comes in and then it's supposed to spray out and diffuse into the SBR unit. I know, they're all clogged. They're clogged with rags. And that whole tube is going to be clogged with rags. So it's kind of like the drain or the hair in your drain at your home. You know how it gets plugged up and you have to pull it out and there's all this crap built up in there. Well, it is like that. It's just more. But in the rags and stuff that are hanging off there. Anyway, we just did this with SBR 3. We're gonna need to have Clean Harbors come out. There's about a foot of the stuff in the bottom, the sludge in the bottom that we need to get out. Our guys are going to clean it out as best they can. We're gonna have Mid-America lift that decanter up and out, take the knee brace apart, fabricate another knee brace in stainless steel. Now you gotta remember that this has been here since '94, not with all the rags. It hasn't. Bob said that this rag issue really started with COVID. We haven't had this issue in 20 some years, since '94. And now it's all the time. So don't dump your rags, don't dump other trash that won't disintegrate.
Are you talking about rags like
Wipe-
wipes, like Clorox wipes and all that stuff?
Yes, wipey, baby wipes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, they're not really
No.
flushable. They are flushable. They will go through your toilet. But they will get stopped here.
Well, if you read the directions, it says don't flush more than one, and I'm sure that people are, and then we're getting thousands and thousands an
Yeah.
hour probably.
Yeah, so anyway, so we wanted to bring this to you so you could see the issues we're having. We need to get this fixed, just like SBR number 3. We're estimating is probably 20 to 25 to replace the knee brace, get that out and get it cleaned out, and $10,000 to have somebody come out and help us pump the sludge out. So we will go ahead and proceed with that if okay with the board, and then we'll bring it back to you. It's hard to tell you exactly. Nobody can give us a bid because they got to get in there and see what they're dealing with. So we got to get it out. We got to get it taken apart, and just get started on it. So if you want to flip to the next one, Linda. It's just more pictures. Again, continuation. I guess that was a closer picture of the port. You can see the stuff kind of hanging out there. It's just another picture of SBR 1. And then if you go to the next one, this is SBR 3. On the left-hand side is the one that before we cleaned it out. And then on the right-hand side, it's what we cleaned out. Really nice job. It's before we put the decanter back in, but you can see it's all cleaned off and in good working shape. And then the last slide is just another problem that we run into is grease. This is one of our lift stations, and we get it a lot from restaurants or businesses. Some we get in residential areas too. I don't know what some of the neighborhoods are doing, but this plugged up our lift station, and it's basically grease. We have to go down there and basically skim it off, haul it off. And then we actually put Dawn dish soap in there, a lot of it, like 5 gallons to keep it, moving. So anyway, that was the wastewater presentation for tonight.
Next time, just bring a bucket full, just to pass it around so everybody can get a good
I'll do
visual.
that.
Of show and tell, as you all know, so
I can
don't
bring that.
don't
How's the
encourage
slip
them.
lining going?
They just started today. Things are going fine. So. Yeah.
Hey,
they work
Chuck.
on commercial.
You mentioned the ports clogged on SBR 1. How often are they cleaned? Not with the rags and stuff on there, but how often are they cleaned, and do they need to get flushed out in routine maintenance? How often does that need
Well,
to be
that's
done?
what, we just did SBR 3. This is SBR 1. When we get this fixed, we want to take a look and make sure SBR 2 is working fine. So we will take a look at that. As far as I know, these have been working real well for years. And it's just been recently that we've seen the performance kind of start falling. And that's why we've taken them down to take a look to see what's going on. They maintain, since I've been here, I know they've taken down 3 before and cleaned it out. No, 2. They took down 2, cleaned it out because that's when we had the aerator issue. And so we're getting a new aerator for that. So because the diffuser breaks all the time. So it's not like on an annual basis because it's a lot of work. But we're gonna start looking at it and on a more frequent basis than 20 years. So,
Okay, thank you. So there's no routine maintenance for it. It's just when something breaks or when you need
as
to
they
get to
see
it.
the performance start to deteriorate, they take a look and see what's going on.
Okay, thank you.
Hey Chuck, I have a question about that grease
Yeah.
issue. I mean, is there something that we can have restaurants do to mitigate that more or?
We are going to be talking to some. Ideally, I would like to have a grease ordinance, kind of like your backflow prevention, to
Just
where
thinking
we,
that, yeah.
right now, everybody certifies that their backflow's been inspected, and, they send it to the city and we keep track of that. I would like to do something with grease traps, whether it's, it can be car washes, it can be mechanics shops, it can be, anything oils and grease.
Yeah.
And if they have a mud trap or a grease trap, and that annually they let us know that they've had that serviced. That's the end goal, but we got to get there. But yes, we're talking to them. All new construction has it. Most restaurants have it. We're just having, and the restaurants that we know have been contributing to this say they have it. We're assuming they do. We don't know if it's full and it's just, overflowing now. It's a service that needs to be done. So we'll be talking with them.
And that is one of the reasons we bring that to you now, so that you're aware of that. And as staff brings those recommendations forward, as we start looking at those various options for addressing those concerns.
Cool, thank you.
One final item this evening is Anna's last board meeting. Her last day will be Tuesday. Anna's moving
Thursday.
on. Excuse me, today is Thursday. Thank you. She's moving on to work with the International City County Management Association in a research and publication role. And so we appreciate all she's done for the last about 20 months and wish her well in her coming adventures.
Thank you. Have fun. All right, next item on the agenda is number 7. Alderman Hartman,
Yeah, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve bill number 2962-22, adopt the fiscal year 2023 operating budget, second reading.
Alderman Yulida, I think had his hand up next.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
We're ahead of schedule here, correct, Cynthia, on this
On
adopting
schedule.
the budget
On schedule.
on schedule? Right, good.
Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
Alderman Russell.
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol. Alderman Shipley.
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
Alderman Hartman.
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance adopting the fiscal year 2023 annual operating budget for the city of Smithville, Missouri, and authorizing the expenditures of funds for municipal services.
Good job. Good job, Stephen. I was gonna get some fireworks, but that would require a permit and I was gonna use like some poppers, but then Chief might get a little fancy. We went confetti because then Linda would have to clean it up, but good job. No budget amendments nothing changed. You presented it and it's good.
We already said we're amending the
No changes between first and second reading like we've had to in the past. So I think you're 2 for 2 on that, aren't you? First and second reading budget being the same. Dang. I think he's interviewing for something next week too. All right. Next item on the agenda is number 8. You. All right. You at all.
Motion to approve bill number 2963-22, amending chapter 510 right of way management, second reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second? I think Shipley got it. Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Hartman.
Aye.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
Alderman Russell.
Aye.
Alderman Shipley.
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol.
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
6-0.
Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance repealing ordinance section 510.015 definitions and enacting a new ordinance section 510.015 definitions. An ordinance enacting section 510.021 compliance with chapter 610 and repealing ordinance section 510.025 franchise or rights of way agreement required in enacting a new ordinance section 510.025 franchise or rights of way agreement required in enacting section 510.041 communication and enacting section 510.042 indemnification and liability. I really should have asked Anna to read that one.
Should have, you gotta skip that one for her. Yeah, Chuck's fault. All right, we can do the next 10 items and it won't be that long. All right, next one is number 9. Alderman Yulidol.
Motion to approve resolution 1133, amending the schedule of fees.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Hackett seconds. Any discussion?
Have discussion, Mayor. On the amending the schedule of fees, this is for the schedule for the adjustment to the water, is that correct?
Water and sewer and police and Parks and Rec.
As
and
we developed the budget in the summer, we brought forward a number of changes to the fees, and those are reflected in the schedule of fees as outlined here.
Public Works.
Okay, and-
Development, so like the plan review fees and
So the question is, if resolution 1133 were not to pass, how would that affect resolution number 7? That's identified as number 7.
we'd have to go back
The
and
budget,
Yeah.
there would be lower revenues than anticipated.
So I guess the question is if the resolution were not to pass, the operating budget that we recently passed, that would still remain in effect, correct? The
The
operating budget?
operating budget would remain in effect. What we would have to do is look at what impact that might have, and we would have to bring back changes potentially to the board in terms of a budget amendment.
Okay, I want to say that Cynthia, your team, Steve and your team did a great job on looking for opportunities. I think that the retreat that we had was a great opportunity for us to look at opportunities with the adjustment of the schedule fees. I think that you did a lot of things that we definitely positive. I also like to say with the current situation of the economy, I can't support the increase in the water and sewer fee to the constituents. So I think that you did a great job on it, both of you, all of you and your team. I think you did an excellent job, one of the best I've seen. So thank you for that. And that's all I just say thank you.
any other discussion?
Yeah, I would just say that, the reason why we have to do these fees, I mean, and you've seen, we have the master plans for the water. I mean, if we're going to be able to afford to, fix things, upgrades and things like that, this is what has to happen, because this money can't come really from other.
And thank you,
Departments.
Chuck, for your presentation, because nobody is forcing people to flush that stuff down the toilet. They're making this choice over the last couple of years to change their habits. These are maintenance costs that we weren't occurring over the last couple of years because this is changes to human behavior. The couple cents our water bills are going up for 1,000 gallons, and quit buying wipes and flushing them down our toilet and breaking our stuff that costs $100,000 a fix.
Yeah, I've toured the facilities. I've seen what the city's up against. I see what Chuck is up against daily in just fixing repairs that should have been done 20 years ago. I've seen the need at the facilities that it's needed. I'm not by any stretch arguing the fact, John, that they're not needed. I agree they're needed. I agree that they need new jail. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that the city needs. It really needs it, and the growth that we're having, and I've seen the need to the stuff. It's really hard position to be in, especially this time. Anyway, so I want to thank you.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor of approving resolution 1133, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No,
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is number 10. Alderman Yulidol.
Motion to approve resolution 1134, amending the employee compensation plan.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, a second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 1134, say aye.
aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is number 11. Alderman Yulidol.
Motion to approve resolution 1135, amending the employee handbook.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 1135, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is number 12. Alderman Hartman.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 1136, amending the policy manual.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Alderman Yulidol, thank you.
Second.
Do I have any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 1136, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is number 13. Alderman Yulidol.
Motion to approve resolution 1137, agreement with Clay County for winter storm maintenance.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 1137, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is number 14. Alderman Yulidol.
Motion to approve resolution 1138, authorization number 97, Little Platte River Crossing Design.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, second.
All those in favor of approving resolution 1138, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. 1 second, please. Next item on the agenda is number 15. Alderman Yulidol.
Motion to approve resolution 1139, awarding RFQ number 22-20, wayfinding sign design.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Thank you. Alderman Shipley, you're going to abstain from this one?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving 1139, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Anyone abstain? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is number 16, public comment. We just have the one, right? All right, Jennifer, you're up. Oh. New business is only from this board.
Okay, I work for Flatwater.
Hang
or-
on, just 1 second. Could you name and address for the phone?
Oh,
the-
Jennifer Pease, 206 Hampton Drive.
Thank you.
I work for PWSD number 8. We buy water from you guys. I've been working with Chuck on getting a contract negotiation done. We're kind of at an impasse. The board, the last meeting we had a couple weeks ago asked me to come here. I have Mike Fisher, our board president, back there with me. We want to set up a meeting between you 5 and them 5.
Well, there's
Sit
7
down.
of us.
Well, 7, sorry, whatever. But set up with the city and you guys see if we can come to an agreement on a contract negotiation.
So standard practice by this board is that we usually do have joint meetings with things like the school board and other boards. But when it comes to our water, the board has directed staff to handle this. I don't know if Ms. Wagner, you want to have that joint board meeting or if there's any.
That
for us to
obviously
have
would
it.
be up to the board. Jennifer, I don't know if we know what the concerns are.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
Can't come to an agreement.
okay.
And there's no fighting, nothing bad's
Mhm.
happening, but there's things that this board, they want.
Do we
Because-
know what the issues in which we aren't in agreement are? I mean, from my conversations with Chuck, we don't know the areas of concern you all have.
Well, I mean, I can tell you, but I would
Those-
really not rather do it in a public setting.
So if we meet with these two boards combined, it'll be public and
A
streamed
public,
just like
there
this
would be a
meeting.
public meeting. We wouldn't
We
have.
do not meet without this. That's sunshine law.
But I thought with contract negotiations, you have a
Mm.
sunshine law request, you can do it in a because it's not, the public cannot know what a contract states between a city and a business. At least-
No.
Because
No.
we do, when we do.
I
talk
would not
about our
allow this for,
negoti-
I would not allow
No,
this
we
for executive
can't have,
session. If you-
this wouldn't be an executive session. We'd have to have
Okay.
an open discussion. That's why they have staff negotiate it, then we bring the contact track forward.
Yeah, if it was contract negotiations for something was presented to Chuck, but then you could, then we would need an exec for, we can't have,
Concerns or questions, so
yeah.
yeah.
no.
Okay, well, I
How long
guess,
has this been just been being worked on?
I've
or
been
whatever?
talking to the city since November of last year. So next month it's been a year.
It sounds like there needs to be some more communication to find out what your list,
Last
what
I
your
knew,
list
we-
of demands are, what the
And I
problem
don't
is.
really know that it's demands. It's just a difference of opinion. And so there's things that they want that sounds like the city's not ready to do.
Well, we're very transparent in what we do as a city and
Right.
with our city staff. All you have to do is talk to them. They'll give you the answers that you need. And it doesn't sound like they know what you're talking about. So you
No,
haven't.
they do. They do.
How about this, Mayor Cynthia, is there a way we can have some sort of meeting and just maybe have a couple aldermen attend? And then
I
we
was just
can-
gonna
we can
suggest
report
perhaps we
back?
have a couple of aldermen.
Hey,
We,
we could treat it like a liaison meeting.
Yeah.
with-
Liaison type thing, sure.
we,
can do
the
that.
last meeting that we had that I was aware of, we had reached agreement. There's some change to some information that I don't think Chuck or I are aware of or understand what the concerns are. Happy to meet again. So, and we can bring as
Mhm.
a couple of board members as the mayor outlines, and we could have that meeting with the water district.
And per the resolution we just passed too, the schedule of fees are changing, which does impact the water districts as well. So it's probably good to have a meeting now anyway. So.
And the fees aren't a problem. That's not anything in there. The fees are the fees. We have to buy water from
Right.
you guys. So
Is that the normal process, that there's an impasse is that what you get, we do, get a couple aldermen together and go work it out? That,
This is
No,
not.
I
had this
Never
happen.
before.
well, no,
This
see,
is
and
a new
I'm a new
situation.
clerk. I've only been here for a year now, so it's different now because I'm the clerk that is I'm the office. We only have 3 employees for us. We have 5 board of directors. They're volunteers. We have 3 employees. It's me and 2 water guys.
So so it's similar to what we just passed with the shared maintenance agreement with Clay County. Staff took care of it and we pass it as, they bring that forward to us. But their board is requesting a meeting with the entire board, which would have to be a public
would-
open meeting. But if they want to.
I mean, I'm
We
okay
don't-
with, I don't know that they're not, I don't know that they're against a public meeting. It's however you guys want to handle it. My point is that me and you guys make the final decision. You guys all vote on it and you say yes or no to every single contract.
Mhm.
And so do they. I don't make that decision. I am just like the
Yep.
staff. I bring everything to them. I
Mhm.
do all the bantering
Mhm.
back and forth. We get everything ready and I bring it to the board.
Are any of those
But
board
it's gonna-
members here tonight?
One, he's right
Okay.
here.
So let's just meet after if you can. Me and Cynthia and Chuck can sit down and figure out what we need to do for a board meeting.
Okay.
And this should have been done prior to this meeting, in my opinion. If you guys had a situation, you should have requested a meeting.
I did not know how to request a meeting. I thought this is the
I've
way I
driven
had
to
to
your
do it.
guys' meetings before. I've been to the
But
public waters.
not since I've been hired.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's my fault for coming here, but I didn't know what else to do. So,
I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I can sit
do.
down with you guys afterwards.
so it just so I understand, if something like this were to happen, I mean, John made a motion or made an idea, gave an idea that a couple aldermen meet together and then they would say, okay, we need to get together with the entire board, or they would say, it's fixed, resolved or whatever. I'm just trying to understand in the
I think,
future here.
I think we're all trying to figure out the process,
Okay,
Alderman
okay,
Russell. Yeah,
okay.
this is entirely new to us tonight. We've been, as Jennifer said, in negotiations with them since last winter. It was our understanding, Chuck and I, that we knew there were some questions, but we weren't sure what the concerns with the agreement that we thought we had reached last spring were. And so I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's just take it after
So,
this
yeah,
meeting,
I think-
please. We'll move on and after we adjourn, we'll discuss
Okay.
this. Next item on the agenda is, any more public comment, Linda? We're good. Next item on the agenda is appointment of Kelly Kavilsky, our former alderman and former EDC member, back to the EDC. So I appoint Kelly Kavilsky to the Economic Development Committee, replacing an open seat that we have. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Yulado.
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
Alderman Shipley.
Aye.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
Alderman Hartman.
Aye.
Alderman Russell.
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Welcome back. I think EDC is not meeting for a while, though, right? Anna? Yeah. February. You got time. Catch back up on what they're working on. Any new business? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Mayor, second.
All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Stand adjourned.